and it's not really easy to move him, so you need people to get him out of the way. So he's very crucial.
I may not have signed up for that.
Yeah, that's fine. Just because you didn't sign up for it doesn't mean you can't do it. It just that was just more to get an idea.
It's purely organizational. That's it.
Yeah. Cool. So, go down to the board channel. Go down to the heavy on flag, the stay at home.
Like somebody else.
This is Kidney Gamer, but
Love you, Kidney Gamer.
so,
anybody else can do Hoff then? I mean,
is it M-Star?
Where do we go?
I mostly signed up because I saw M-Star.
Oh, Hoff.
I'll be back.
Server 2. I'm into it. Fine.
But yeah, I'll hop down there.
okay, just help out for that for now, and then we'll do it.
Hops in short supplies, so I would encourage anybody halfway interested to pop down.
I can help out with Hoff.
Okay, if you could do that, then go down to the channel. That's fantastic. And so everybody, if you want to play heavy on flag, it's a defensive position. It's actually a sorted. I can't talk. A shortage in this game, pretty much. If you become a good Hoff, you're gonna be loved. You're gonna find a team real easily. Same with cappers. You know, everyone's always looking for a really good cap. And I think the capping workshop is gonna be popular. It's crucial to learn routes on any map you want too. You can be like, I want routes on Catabatic. Okay, we're gonna go to Catabatic. These guys.
Big game. Wait, please, I'll do Hoff stuff.
Alright, so if you want to go down the Hoff channel.
Thanks.
Okay, that's a lot of people for Hoff. Moving on to LD. LD is more like a chase position. Who wants to teach chase?
I do, Rincewind.
Cool, you're a great chaser too. So you guys will learn from Rincewind. So hop down to that channel. That's server 3. And everyone else that's learning to chase, go down there. Any questions throughout this whole thing, feel free. I'm going to be up here the whole night, so.
Alright guys, well, let me let everybody get in first before I start talking.
I'm gonna have a video of this, by the way.
I'm streaming it, so you don't have to bother if you don't want to.
I'm gonna do it anyways.
Alright guys, we're going to be using NATL server 3. If you don't know how to find that, just add me on your friends list. I'm Rincewind1. It's the same as it's spelled in Mumble, and then the password is NATribes. NATribes. One word, all lowercase. Who do I have with me that's helping me teach? Respect and Conquer. Oh no, it's Aya. I thought you were Conquer.
Nope.
What was the best?
I'm surprised Fingerstyle isn't in here.
What was the password again?
NATribes. NATribes.
Yep.
Like short for North America, yeah.
Hey Rince, do you need help or you got this?
If you want to do something else, I mean, you're more than welcome to. I think I've got like a lesson plan and shit that I'm gonna follow if you want to help, but I mean, you're a damn good LD chase, so I'm sure people will learn from you as well.
Oh, lesson plan. Nice.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
By the way, one of your loadouts is wrong, so you know, Rince.
What's wrong about it?
You can't have ego and quick draw.
Oh, whoops. You're right.
What's this plan you're talking about?
That's what is it? What is it supposed to be? I think it's supposed to be ego and reach.
Wait, or rage. Rage is a lot more for camping.
Reach is really helpful for crashing and shit.
Here, I want to send this to the whole channel.
You guys do have a plan for capping.
You all don't need to look at it. It's more so just for people who are helping with the teaching. I'll send it out later. It's going to be a summary of everything I want to talk about today. Let's see, is anybody not in the server yet? Alright, I'm taking the silence as a no. Everybody, or yes, everybody is in. Okay. Alright, well, let's all get organized. Stop TDMing each other and, like, come to the Diamond Sword stand.
Yes. Roll it out.
Yeah, and I'm going to talk about that here in a second as loadouts. Just go over that really quick in case some people might not know what's best. Actually, the match is going to start in 90 seconds. We'll have to come back anyway, but I'll just go ahead and get started.
What's the password again?
NA Tribes.
Hey, Gigabit.
Hello.
Hello, Kiga.
Can you teach me how to LD, please?
I'm not sure if I can teach you anything, but sure, I'll try.
I'm sure you know some tricks I don't.
It's possible. It's possible. I do have a lesson plan I drew up. Hopefully I didn't leave anything out. I love teaching, dude. Alright, so first I'm just going to go over loadouts really quick. Your go-to loadout most of the time is Rage and Quick Draw. That gives you the most versatility because you're going to be staying near stand, so if anyone ever grabs the flag, you're going to get that Rage, and you'll have an easier time chasing with it.
Just want to drop just something in there, guys.
Ahead.
When you're done with the workshop, or if you want, you got all the information you wanted out of Chaser, and you wanted to learn capping as well, you're more than welcome to leave the server and go to the next server just to pick up a thing or two, or ask a question. You're not locked into this all night. Have fun.
Thanks, APC. But as I was saying, Rage and Quick Draw are your two best perks as a chaser. Quick Draw is very good for killing offense. You want it pretty much all the time. The only time you'll not use Quick Draw is when you have Lightweight. And that's very situational when you'll use Lightweight. Depends on the map and just where the capper might be. I'll get to that in a second though. Everybody just connect to stand. It's not very important right now.
Mind if I ask a quick question here?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, oh yeah, feel free to ask questions anytime. Anytime.
What's banned and pug though for perk wise?
Nothing on Pathfinder. You can use everything in Pathfinder.
Okay.
Besides
Yeah.
shotguns,
So quick
like,
draw,
you
rage, all that.
wouldn't be using that anymore.
Yeah. The only other thing you might be that I'm not going to teach soldier light defense chasing, but proxy
Fingerstyle
nades are banned. Fingerstyle probably could, yeah.
Yeah, I can teach pretty much any style build you want. Mediums.
Alright, and then your other loadouts are Rage and Lightweight, and then Ego and Reach. You only want to use Ego and Reach when you're out killing offense, really, and you might not get Rage. Like, you're going to be so far away from stand that there's no point in you having Rage. And Reach is so that if the flag gets out while you're out there, you can hopefully maybe kill the capper. It's all very situational. I'll get to that later.
Another good use of Reach, or that loadout, is when you know you're not going to be alive or in range when the grab hits. So you're not going to be able to have Rage.
Yeah,
Good for
exactly.
being able to bolt all the way over to the other side for the E-grab or chase.
Yep, you can get speed without having to waste as much health. And then if the flag's loose, you'll have an easier time returning it.
So question, that since I also cap that, could I maybe use a Reach Ego loadout? Just one of my cap loadouts.
Oh, for like demonstrations or something?
Yeah, I can never run rounds.
Oh, you're saying just like don't even like create a loadout, just like use your capping loadout?
Yeah, could I use my cap loadout, which is Thrust, Impact Nitrons, Reach, Ego.
Yeah, all
One
that's
cap
fine.
loadouts.
Most of the time, don't even bother with compact nitrons. The one extra nitron's not really worth the area of effect that you lose from the impact. You do have a higher.
Even though, couldn't you
thing.
practice with them so you learn to hit him more accurately?
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
Cool.
The benefit from impacts is too good. Let's see. Alright, I'm gonna move into stand defense first, like playing defense just around the stand. Generally what you're wanting to do when you're teaching, or when you're doing standee, is your whole goal is to protect your sniper and to protect your Hoff, because they're the main people who stop the capper. You're just there kind of as a last resort. At least that's how I play it. Fingerstyle. I mean, would you disagree with that, or?
A little bit, yeah. Do you want me to go into that?
No, go ahead. I mean, there's different ways to play LD, and me and Finger definitely don't play the same.
Lots of different styles.
Yeah.
The thing about LD is there's 3 aspects to it. Basically, you've got the standee, which is your job is to stop the cap from the grab from happening. You want to do enough damage so that he can be sniped out on the way out, or nitron him on stand, mid-air him, body block him, do anything you can to get a return, basically, keep the flag at home. And then you've got your LD duties, which is basically fragging. It's what Rinsman was just saying. You're protecting your Hoff and your sniper. It's another big part of playing Chase. It can be, is a thing. There's many different styles. And then the third thing. Third is chasing. Third is being able to, when the flag does get out, effectively chase. Be able to get a good disc jump and either meet him, either intercept him during the course of his return round, or return the flag when he gets home.
Yep, exactly.
But those 3, like, the style is basically like some people like they like heavy fragging. They like 80% of their job is just killing people around them, so they can so the Hoff can make the stop on the stand. Some people like to basically play full chase, where they don't help kill at all. They just try to stay alive so that they can. There's basically 2 chances of stopping the cap: the Hoff and the chase when he comes in.
Yep.
And then there's the nitron stand. I mean, that's basically the same thing.
Yep.
Nitron stand and chasing are basically one and the same. You're going to be able to do both pretty consistently once you get better.
All right, and so I'm just gonna kind of stick with this lesson plan here. I mean, he's saying a lot of what I'm gonna get into, but just to keep it organized, like with the standee. Well, I'm going to go through this in order of kind of like what you're going to want to do in a comp setting. So like, say a game, you're just starting a pug, or you're on a team or something and a competitive match is starting. The first thing you're going to want to do is look at the scoreboard and see what classes the enemy offense is using. Because you want to know, like, if they're in a jug, they're like, different classes will take different routes to stand. If they're an infiltrator, they're probably just going to go straight through mid and be invisible, and it's kind of hard to sniff them out, but do it if you can catch them early. But if they're a jug, sometimes they're going to want to get on the high hills if there are any, like Catabatic. They like to set up on the hills. And it's also just to know which loadout you need to use, because sometimes you might want to use a shotgun or something if there's a lot of heavies or raiders. And when you're pushing out to meet the offenses they come in, or I'm sorry, and what you need to do is you need to push out and meet offense as they're coming in. So like, as soon as it starts, the best thing, or the first thing I like to do is try and get a spot on anybody coming in and just go meet them as soon as possible. And you try and get the kill if you can, but the biggest thing you want to do is delay them so that they can't hit the stand all at the same time, and the rest of your defense will stay up, and their whole offense won't be there to clear at the same time and get their capper out. Anybody feel free to jump in and add anything or ask any questions. Finger, you got anything right now?
No, that's a good start. Keep it simple.
I can chime in. Playing offense, what I usually try and do on offense is avoid the LD. So a lot of times what you'll be looking for is people trying to avoid you.
Yes.
As an offense, I don't like LD. I like to hit the stand because the LD doesn't concern me. If he's off looking for me, then that's what I want. I want him to be off the stand. So if you're off the stand, you better be killing someone. If you're not killing someone, you're not doing anything. So just being off the stand and not doing anything is pointless.
Yeah, that's a very good point he just brought up.
Something.
LD is all about being effective all the time, maximizing your effectiveness. So like, if you're not killing someone, then you need to be looking around getting spots. Either looking out left to right on the map, looking for a capper on route, or looking for the offense as they come in. And like, basically the first thing you see, if it's capper, meet him if you can, but if you can't, just call him out and then keep looking for offense, and just make sure you keep tabs on the capper. Let's see.
I'm gonna say something about regarding as a capper. A capper would probably give attention to defense, you know, focus off or focus sniper, depending on what's taking them down. If you're really being a nuisance, you're going to have to fight to survive, because offense will probably be focusing on you. And then also, route camping can be very effective, but you want to be aware that if you are route camping, you are really confined to one side of the map, and a team can just run double cappers on cross routes to counter that. And even though it does put less pressure on your sniper, because you pretty much have your sniper look left, you look right, or vice versa, whatever. So it's some things to consider about where you position yourself.
I'll get to camping. I'll get to route camping in a minute.
Yeah. Keep it simple.
Yeah, let's just take this one topic at a time, because otherwise it'll be overwhelming. And I do have this outlined. I'll send it out to everyone after this is over.
Yeah, I'm preparing an outline for the camping workshop tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right.
You inspired me, man.
So the last part of stand defense that I wanted to get to was cocking the flag stand, or cocking the flag on the stand. So like if the capper's coming in, and he's like 5 out or so, you're going to want to try and do whatever you can to stop him. And the most effective thing I find, and someone else might disagree, there's just various things you can do. You can just bolt on stand, but the thing I find most effective is just throwing a nitron right in front of the flag as they're grabbing. And this is something that takes a lot of practice and timing, but the more you play, the easier it gets. And when you do that, here, Kiga, are you still on the other team?
Yeah.
Alright, can you run
You guys should practice conking me. I'm just running routes.
Yeah. Alright, so
you might wanna make sure they know the does everyone know what conking means?
oh yeah, do you all know what that means? I'm sorry, I didn't even think about that.
No idea.
You got a good idea.
Conking is when you throw a nitron at someone who has the flag, and it basically conks it out of her hand. The flag goes loose.
Yeah, so it's knocking the flag loose with the impact nitrons. Is that clear to everyone?
Yeah, so I guess you'd rather have quick draw. when
Yes,
you do that,
yes.
right?
Oh, that's another advantage of quick draw, is that you throw your nitrons much faster. It makes conking a lot easier, and it's better. That's why I love having it around stand. So everyone kind of get around stand. Don't overcrowd it, but just get on the stand here. Kiga, are you running around right now?
I'm about less than 15.
Alright, obviously Kiga's not going to tell us when he's coming in, but for the purpose of this, we know he's coming in. He's 15 now. What side?
I'm coming from your left.
Alright, so
Coming in now.
I'm positioned left.
We got another capper 15 left.
Someone got him. I didn't get him, but
I was simulating a sniper.
So that's the basics. See,
Some they call.
so I'm sure you all can kind of see what just happened right there. Kiga came in, and he didn't really take any damage. He got out with full speed, or mostly, but he didn't have the flag, so it doesn't even matter that he had all that speed. It doesn't matter that he's alive. You got the stop, and he has to set up again, and so does the offense. And they might run double cappers sometimes, more than one capper, so you got to be aware of that. Oh, and I don't have this outlined, so I'll go ahead and get on this. So when the flag's off the stand, you don't have to return it immediately. Sometimes it's smart to shoot the flag somewhere where it's hard to re-grab, because it's got that 40-second timer on it. So just make sure that you make it as hard to grab as possible. Sometimes you want to return it, but not always.
You might want
Just
to
be
talk
careful
about.
of a re-grab.
Yeah, you might want to talk about the benefits of different kinds of stops you can make on stand.
I mean, you go ahead and talk about that. I'm not exactly sure what you mean, so just go ahead.
Okay, so the benefits of conking on stand as opposed to a body block. Now, when you conk the stand, on this map, when Kiga came in, the flag flew with the same momentum he had out the side. Now, basically, what happens in that is that it puts it out in the field, and if they're double capping, first of all, it makes it much more difficult for the second capper to be able to pick it up, especially if you're alive, to be able to shoot it around and make it hard for him to make a field grab. Field grab is when you pick it up en route when it's not in the sand. A body block is the best kind of stop you can make when you need the flag to stay home. If your team, for instance, just grab the flag and your capper's coming home, you don't want your flag to fly out the side and delay that cap from happening for the next 10-15 seconds, that gives them time to get to your side of the map and make a return. You want to get that home as quickly as possible, so you're going to want to go for a body block / midair, anything to keep the flag on the stand.
Blood Eagle flag.
Yeah, because you
It's
want to get
pretty
that cap
easy
as
for
soon
the
as
flag
possible.
To be in the field, like
Yep.
if it, especially on this map, the offense is going to be at the top of the hill, and they can easily slide down and gain some speed quickly, and grab a flag from the middle of the field if you get the conk, and get home with it really quickly. So sometimes it's nice to hold the flag in the field, but generally you're going to want to try to return it as quickly as possible.
Yes.
So yeah, on this map, for instance, it's exactly what Kiga just said. If you're running against a double cap, a conk is by far your best stop, because we're only running 2 offense with that generally, assuming they're running 3D. And so there's only 2 people capable of picking up that flag. And if you and the rest of your defense is fragging reasonably well, you should be able to keep that at home. But against a single cap, if that flag gets out and those 3 offense are organized, they may be able to pick it up and just take it down the hill. It's not hard to just get momentum and make it over to their side of the field.
Blood Eagle has our flag.
Does anybody have any questions so
Our
far?
flag is secure.
Is there anything is anyone confused?
Or like any glaring questions that someone has?
Should they really focus on spotting, or should they try and leave that to the sniper?
It's situational. I mean, like if you've got a good sniper who's really good at spotting, then you don't have to put as much focus in it. If you've got someone who's just kind of okay, then yeah, you want to look for spots, but you really want to put most of your time into fragging offense. The only time you're looking for spots is when you're not fighting. But I mean, as what I was saying earlier, always look for spots. It doesn't matter if it's offense, it doesn't matter if it's defense. Just be looking for people. You're going to be busy the entire game. That's why I love LD. You always have something to do, except on like certain maps like Blue Shift. It's a little different, but I'll get into that later. Just know that everything is situational, and you might not play every map the same way as what we're telling you, but we're trying to teach you as much as we can so you can be prepared for that.
So, do we want thrust or energy recharge?
You'll always want thrust pack. You want to get as much, because
the utility from thrust is just too much to give up for
Yeah.
anything else.
Exactly. Like you need to gain as much speed as possible, because we haven't even touched chasing yet, and it's an essential part of chasing. But since we're talking about standee, I kind of want to go into dueling the different classes, because you only duel like a couple the same way. But before I get into specific classes, I do want to say, like, make sure you have to maximize your DPS to make sure you stay effective. And the way you do that is like one big trick I like to use is not reloading all the time, because your guns will reload. Like your primary will reload while you have your secondary out. What's the reload time, Kika?
Passive
Do you know?
reload is 3 seconds.
3 seconds. So if you shoot your bolt launcher or disc, and you switch to your LAR or shotgun, as long as you keep that out for 3 seconds, your bolt launcher is going to reload, or whatever you're using. I always use bolt. So you'll probably hear me use bolt, but you can apply it to disc if you want. Anyway, so wait, what was I saying? Just a second. Oh, right. So you want to make sure that you're just being smart with your reloads. And if you're chaining offense with the LAR, if you're fighting around some hills, you can always sneak in a reload really easily when you drop down behind a hill. So anytime you break LOS, go ahead and reload your gun. It's a smart thing to do. Anything else y'all want to add? I didn't want to get too much into dueling. Not right now anyway.
What LOS is?
Oh yeah, LOS is line of sight. Sorry. Yeah, if y'all catch me using stuff you don't know, please tell me.
Line of sight.
Yeah,
if you
line
don't
of
know, is putting something between the. Yeah.
You broke up a little bit there.
Commonly used by a capper when they're out with the flag. Like, okay, I'm going to be breaking LOS. That means you're no longer visible to usually a sniper.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and sniper will call it, oh,
it applies
capper's
to dueling
broken
as well,
LOS.
though.
Yeah. So that's just a term. It's a quicker way of saying, like, people just be like, I got LOS'd, which means like they can't see me anymore, or I can't see them. All right, so I'll just go into each class that you might fight. let's see. Maybe we can get a volunteer for this, like Kiga.
I'm happy to duel people.
Alright.
Yeah, I can do too.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll just don't bother with Pathfinder, but I'll touch on it really quick. The only time you'll be fighting Pathfinder offense, or at least the only time you should be if the other team's smart, is when, like, say an offense came into clear but he died early because you killed him in midfield, because you're pushing out to meet these guys, remember that. So you kill him early and he's not going to make the clear in time for his capper. The smart thing for him to do is to switch into well, if he doesn't de-up, the smart thing for him to do is to switch into Pathfinder and just get there as fast as he can and put as many shots on the defense as possible before the capper gets there. So those guys are, it's pretty easy to duel Pathfinder. You want to just chain them anytime they're in the air or not close to you. When they get close, then you want to hit them with a disc. I think everybody knows that. You know how to fight people. That's very basic. Infiltrator is a little more difficult. They're only going to attack you generally when you're on the stand or near it. They're not just going to gank you out in the midfield. I mean, they might, but they don't get too much out of that because then you know their position, where they might be coming from. So the best thing you can do against an inf is just stay alive until he reveals himself. And the best way to do that is just to never really stand still. So if you're near stand, just constantly strafe around, jet into the air every couple of seconds, just to make their life a little harder to get a instant 500 damage on you from a disc. That there's nothing you can do about.
Or 700 even.
Or 700 if they get you with a direct hit.
Another note on Pathfinders, you will run into them when you have the enemy flag and you're coming back to your base. For example, your capper's about to score. A lot of times the entire enemy team will go Pathfinder and try.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah.
To chain out low health Pathfinders as they're coming flying in trying to grab your flag.
Yeah, it's because Pathfinder is the fastest class in gaming. It gets to be really, really quickly with thrust pack and a nitron. So, and usually, you might see campers using 2 impacts, leaving them at 300, 510 if they're running ego, and sometimes as low as 56 if they're running 2 explosive nitrons with ego. Most will use ego, however, so you have as high as 500 health, 510 actually, or as low as 56. So just beware about health as well.
Yeah, so the gist of what they're saying is when your capper gets out and they don't have your flag, you're going to see a lot of people crashing in Pathfinder in the hopes of them getting an E-grab or returning it. So that's another time you'll fight paths a lot. Anything Finger or Kiga or anybody else Aya wants to add?
How in depth do you want to go on dueling? Because
I'll get into like AD and when to chain and when to ground pound and whatnot.
Okay, because like, are you going to include positioning like line of sight and at the bottom of a hill, on top of a hill, depending? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually, why don't we just go ahead and do a demo of that? Kiga, just come over in your preferred class.
Give me the flag. All right. I'm gonna go to the mid hill.
Okay. So let's say I'm going to. I know. Say Kiga is a bad player and goes through mid to get to the base. Because most of the time it's not smart to go through mid if you're offense. So we're going to meet him at mid hill. Everybody go to the mid hill in the middle of the map. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to check the scoreboard and know what everybody's in. So I'm looking and I see Kiga's in a raider. So nobody shoot Kiga except me because I'll just do him as an example. There you are. See you. All right, everybody clear out a little bit. We're gonna put on a show. It's gonna be like Gladiator.
On it.
Make a lot of sense.
Make a ring around us, please.
Yeah, make a ring. make it super legit. You may experience collateral damage. Make the ring a little bit bigger, because we might just put it out. So, all right, I'm gonna come in, and probably the first thing I'm gonna try and do is get a bolt on him if I can, and then chain. We'll just let it happen, and I'll explain what happened later. All right, you ready? All right. Alright, so Kiga wins that one.
But he got a lot of damage on me. You see, I'm pretty low health now, and I could be easily sniped.
Yeah.
That's one shot from a full snipe.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't have his shield pack up, he's pretty easy to take down. Raiders are one of the hardest classes to duel in the game. I'll get more into dueling Raiders here in a second. But basically what I try to do is try and get explosive damage on him whenever possible, but only taking the shot when I know I have a good chance of getting it. I'm not going to just try and MA him or just shoot. Go ahead.
You guys should be aware when you're dueling Raiders that we're pretty dependent on our shield pack, and our shield pack is used for energy, so if you get a shot on us and take away our entire shield, we're not going to be able to jet, and you can get another explosive shot on us really easily.
That's a very good point. Yeah, thank you for saying that.
Yeah. When you can, always get the drop on a Raider. Attack them when they can't see you. You can, if you're running explosive nitrons as well, you can get a single bolt and a single nitron and drop them down to 100, 200 health, and that's easy to chain out.
Yep.
It's all about surprise. And it's also about surprise on offense as well. A lot of times you'll find people will be avoiding you, like me. It's expressly what I do. I'll try and get behind you, and I'll get you with a disc when you're not looking. That's like the biggest thing you can do, because that immediately puts you under pressure because you're already down to like really low health, and now you're kind of struggling. So it's all about getting a good surprise shot in.
Yeah, and the way you get better at dueling is honestly just playing the damn game. Like you'll figure out what works and what doesn't work, and you'll adapt. Just make sure you're keeping track of like what strategies worked for you and what didn't. Just like after each pug, or even if you're just here for pubs, just like after each one, just make sure you like reflect back, like, well, why didn't I kill that guy? What could I have done differently? It just takes like a minute to do, and you'll be fine. Soldiers are, I'm going to go into the other classes now. Soldiers are pretty similar to Pathfinders, like in that they'll be running a chain and a explosive, most likely. Sometimes they'll use Eagle Pistol. You deal with them a little differently. This is where I want to get into like the specifics of dueling, because dueling a soldier is where you learn most of your basics of dueling. Alright, I see Kiga has switched into soldier. Alright, everybody gather around again. Should I talk about it first, or you want to duel first?
I should talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see. So I've seen Kiga coming in here, and we're about to start a fight. And what I'm gonna do here is, goddamn, y'all are a distracting bunch. I'm gonna, from a distance, I'm gonna try and chain him. If he's on the ground,
hey, guys,
I'm gonna
get towards the Blood Eagle side if you could, just so we're all on the same side. Give him some room.
I'll take your finger.
This direction, I'm shooting.
That's the Diamond Sword side.
Okay, I'm an idiot. Let's go to the Diamond Sword side.
I'm marking finger with a laser. Thank you. It's so funny watching y'all swarm like little fishes.
Can you go over there too?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god.
Rainbow kills.
It's friggin' Schwinn back here.
It's a massacre.
So when he's on the ground, I'm generally gonna try to react to what Kiga does, because he's got.
I'm gonna pop over the hill and we can start.
Okay. Do you want me to explain, or are you just gonna do it now?
Yeah. When you're ready, just tell me.
Okay.
I'll pop over the hill.
Yeah. So I'm generally gonna. I have less health than him, so I'm generally gonna react to what he's doing, so that I can maximize my lifespan and get as many shots on him, or keep him as far away from the stand as long as possible. So if he's on the ground, I'm gonna, if it's flat ground like this, it's gonna be harder to land a disc or a bolt. I'll probably pop one off occasionally, but yeah, stop killing each other so people can see what's going on. So anyway, I'm gonna be on the ground if he's on the ground. If he goes up in the air, I'm probably gonna keep chaining at him. But if he's doing that, it's probably to either shoot me with a disc or a thumper, or maybe throw a grenade or something. So if he does that, just make sure you pay attention if he switch weapons or not. If he switch weapons, then you should jet in the air too. It's a lot easier to chain someone while they're in the air. Keep that in mind. Don't go for mid-airs unless it's like pretty close range, or you know you're good at it. I know I'm probably leaving some stuff out, so Kiga, why don't you go ahead and start, and maybe it'll come back to me when we fight. So one thing I did there that I didn't mention is using your thrust pack when dueling. That's a really good way to catch your opponent off guard. So what I did there, like we're on flat ground, but by aiming myself above Kiga, or pointing my crosshair like above his head, I was able to thrust myself over top of him and quickly shoot a bolt down at him. And like there's very little time he has to react, and honestly it's hard for his character to even move fast enough to get out of the way of a well-aimed bolt. So I got
an easy way to get explosive damage on your opponent.
Yep, it's very good. And if I had explosives, I probably would have tried to throw a nitron there as well. I mean, he got me again. Oh, go ahead.
One thing to consider when thrust packing against a opponent that has an explosive weapon is that you're going to be very low on energy after thrust packing, so it can be dangerous in certain environments. It can give them a free ground shot, which can be anywhere between 650 and 900 damage.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm willing to duel someone else if somebody wants to step up.
Yeah, does anybody want to give it a shot?
Do a brute duel. We can demonstrate brute.
Later in Flag
we'll
get there.
We'll get to it. No. We're going in order right now. I'm going from light to heavy.
Me.
Okay, let's go. I don't.
He's right here.
You, though. There's two
Switch.
people.
He's right there. He's right there in the middle.
Okay. I got it. Wait, are you gonna duel me as a soldier or something?
Mm-hmm.
Or... Okay. I mean, we haven't gotten to the soldier LD yet, have we?
Yeah. Is there anyone that's wanting to duel Miss Pathfinder?
I will.
Alright.
Here we go.
And if you do good, then hell, that's awesome. And if we see anything that like maybe you should have done, we'll let you know.
Who am I dueling? Barefoot Man?
Yep.
Alright, tell me to start and I'll pop over the hill.
Go ahead.
Ocean Sheep, make sure not to get too close.
So are you guys dueling in chase outfits right now, or in dueling outfits? So do you use lightweights, I guess?
Well,
Quick draw.
Yeah, quick draw. Always quick draw when you're dueling. You only want to use light. I'll get to lightweight. Sorry.
So you want to comment on how he did and what he could have done differently?
Yeah. So you started off pretty good, starting with the chain and everything. You stayed on the ground when he was on the ground. But what he got you with that grenade that did most of the damage, or maybe killed you, I don't remember now. When a soldier pops behind a hill like that, you've got to watch, because they love to throw grenades because you're not going to see it coming in. So if someone, like, say, alright, Kiga's right there, and then, like, pop down behind the hill. We don't know where each other are exactly. We don't know how each other is strafing. So don't stay in the same spot. Like, I stood there because I wasn't really expecting him to throw it yet, but it's all good. It's all good. So, like, just strafe right or left. Like, they've got, if they guess that you're going to move left or right, then they've got a 50-50 chance. But don't just stay in a straight line from where you were. Or, you know, maybe go diagonally even to give yourself distance and lateral
I'd
position.
say diagonal is your best bet, because you put both. You know, they're gonna guess either left or right or in the middle, but they're not gonna guess left or right and forward or backward.
Yeah.
Consider this in a soldier versus a Pathfinder duel. You have no damage essentially, assuming you don't have a bolt launcher.
No indirect fire.
You have no yeah. If there's line of sight between the two of you, he is capable of doing like immense damage to you. You are not capable of doing any damage to him. So that's a scenario where you need to be very cautious. Basically, you need to be not rushing at him, not making predictable movements, because he will.
And when
soldier will hit you.
And when he breaks LOS, that's also another good time to use the thrust pack. But again, like Finger said, be careful with your energy management. You don't want to leave yourself an easy crown pound target. But like, Keiko, go behind the hill again. So like, it'll be he won't be able. Like, again, it's just hard for him to know I'm coming. Like right there, you know, missed. But just another good opportunity to use the thrust pack.
Crap, I just lost what I was going to say. Oh, yes. About dueling soldiers. Okay, the soldier, do not go straight towards soldiers. Actually, don't fly straight towards anything, especially as LD, because if you fly straight towards me, I don't even have to move my crosshair to kill you. I just have to hold the button down, and you're going right into the bullet.
Yep.
If you're going to attack someone, come from the side, come from diagonally. Never fly straight. As soon as you fly straight, you're going to die. It's going to take half a clip. Okay,
you're an easy chain, you're an easy air, or mid-air.
It's so easy, and that's the most basic mistake that most new players make, is they just fly straight towards people, and that's a great way to die.
So does anybody else want to duel?
That is absolutely true, but a counterpoint to that, there are certain loadouts that will allow you to be aggressive towards medium.
You can do something that was one of the things Schwinn told me about that he calls a suicide pathfinder, where he just will rush at an offense and just he likes to do it against raiders. He'll just rush at an offense and just bolt, throw explosives, hold out, or chain, just throwing himself at them, trying to get as much damage as possible. That is a tactic.
Like a Fireborn. Yeah, that's what Fireborn does. He'll run in and he'll surprise you, and he'll just throw grenades and bolt you, and he gets you with screen shake. Screen shake is a big thing on a lot of weapons, especially the explosive nitrons, because when your offense is getting hit with screen shake, it's really not easy to chain. So you can think about that as a style. If you want to rush people, you need to put a lot of damage out really quickly, a lot of burst damage out. But just
I'd say the Suicide Pathfinder is most effective against raiders.
Yeah, raiders.
Yeah. Medium classes in general are the most the easiest targets, and I think the most essential part of Suicide Path is not running the shotgun as much as running the explosive nitron. Explosive nitron is your burst damage, basically. A bolt and an explosive nitron, if you land them, you can either outright kill a medium from full HP, if it's a direct shot from the bolt, or take him down to 200 to 300 health, which is easily chained.
And it also induces screen shake, so it really fucks up their aim whenever you do that.
And if you ever get the drop on them, they're almost as good as dead.
Yep. Yeah, be sneaky when you're attacking, like A was saying, except for the Suicide Pathfinder.
Well, you can still be sneaky.
You can still be sneaky. Actually, no, you should still be sneaky with it.
Yeah, you should try, but you don't
really
have
always
to.
Be.
Yeah.
Really, the idea behind it is just to mess up their timing and get as much damage on them so your sniper can finish them off.
Yeah, again, all very situational. It just comes from playing. Alright, so we'll keep moving into classes. We already talked about Raider a little bit, or actually quite a bit, so I'm going to skip over it.
I just wanted to mention one more thing. It's true that your sniper can finish people off, but you're going to be playing with various different snipers, assuming you're playing in pubs, and that will not always be the case. So, in a situation where you may take down a raider or a soldier down to, say, 200, 300 HP, you want to be able to know where they're going when you die, so that you're able to meet them again and stop the regen and kill them outright as they're hitting your stand, instead of going after the other full HP offense. It's just more efficient.
Finger, can you teach how to get good ping?
Live in the Midwest.
Bitch about it for a long time, and then
pay off Iris so they'll move the servers near you.
Alright, just because the map changed doesn't mean we're done, guys. But just stick around. If this is going too slow for anyone, or is this a good pace? What's going on?
Seems fine to me.
Okay.
You should talk about dueling the different classes still.
Okay.
Move on to the next one.
Yeah, I want to keep moving up. We haven't even touched heavies yet.
Right now while we wait for the map.
Yeah, go ahead.
So does anyone else have any questions?
Go ahead.
Alright, go ahead.
In terms of explosives versus impacts, should you be using explosives when you're out dueling, and then as soon as the flag gets off the stand, switch to impacts at the next opportunity?
No.
Okay.
You want to be in an impact loadout before the flag comes in, basically.
Okay.
Not after.
So I guess what the question becomes, when you use explosives, when you're just doing suicide path?
If you're dying a lot, like you can't make any leeway against the offense, you may want to do that. Or if your Hoff is able to stop the capper every time, and you don't have to be there for the impact, that's another good time to run explosive.
Yes. Think of a medium LD, which is common in Europe. They essentially do nothing but frag out offense so that their Hoff and their sniper can make all the stop. Explosive Nitron Pathfinder is essentially a more mobile version of a medium LD. You don't have a whole lot of stopping power in the capper, but you have a lot of damage output to keep your stand undisrupted, essentially.
Okay, so it depends on how your Hoff and sniper are doing at stopping the capper.
Yep.
Assuming they're not dead.
Yeah, somewhat.
Okay. Alright, thanks.
Yeah, no problem, dude. Okay, so I guess I'll move into the heavy classes now, and I'm just kind of going in the order of as they're listed. Juggernaut. This is a perfect map for explaining Juggernaut. So, who's on the other team? Aya, you're on the other team. Go into Jug.
Alright.
Alright, so jugs, just stage left hill just for the sake of the example. Or left hill for you, right hill for me. Alright, everybody kind of get near me. I'm in front of the Blood Eagle stand, kind of near the rocks generator entrance.
The map's gonna start just now anyways.
Oh yeah, never mind. We'll wait for the map to start. Unless anybody can force start, but I don't think anybody has admin in here. Yeah, but basically, I'll go ahead and explain it now since we're waiting. So, pretty much every jug that you're going to play against in comp, or pugs, whatever, almost all of them are going to use the X1, the light machine gun. I'm sure you all seen it, the big green bullets that rape you because they do 80 damage each. Jugs are kind of intimidating because they have a little bit of everything. They have a good distance weapon where they can mortar you. They've got a really good chain weapon, and they've got throwing discs. That's pretty much what they're all going to run. Sometimes they run the spin fuser. Most don't, though.
Unless they're lagging.
Yeah, unless they're lagging.
I'm logged in with admin now, by the way, if you need me to change maps or anything like that.
Okay, cool. Alright, stay. Go ahead and age your left hill. Or age, why is it age? Go ahead and stage. Left hill.
So, the big thing with jugs that will kill you is the throwing disc. That's like the #1 thing that can kill a light defense.
Yeah.
Because the throwing disc on a direct hit does the same damage that a regular spin fuser does, 9-10, which one-shots lights. So that's really the main thing you have to watch out for.
But stay up at the hill.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm gonna show I'm gonna make it even kind of complicated for me because I'm gonna come in. So he's gonna be left hill, and I'm gonna be a little bit energy starved because I'm gonna have to jet up to him. I'll explain what I do after because if I explain it now, I'm gonna overthink it while I'm doing it, trying to show you all, and just probably fuck it up really bad. So I'm just gonna go ahead and come in. Alright, he got me. I got him down to 35%, which is pretty decent. He didn't get me with the throwing discs, so
yeah,
which is good because that allows me to get as much damage in without losing a big burst of health. He's now low. He gets the fast regen, so when you get a jug down, it's important to call to your sniper, like, hey, I've got this jug really low, please either snipe him out or keep his regen off by sniping him occasionally. What I tried to do there is just chain him as much as I possibly could, because he had good positioning there where it was really hard to hit him with a bolt. So the best thing I can do is chain. And what he would...
You really do have to do the same to me. Like, a big guy, like a big fatty like this, really easy to hit with chain. And you really have to hide. You have to line of sight so much. Like you could see, I was doing it to him, he was doing it to me. That's all it is, because we're afraid of each other's bolts. Because if I hit him with the disc, he's practically dead. If he hits me with the disc, I'm practically dead. That's what it comes down to against heavies, is chipping away at their health, because they're slow. They can't come and get you. They're not mobile at all. So it's all about chipping away at the heavies' health.
Yep.
And keeping them busy so they can't shell the stand.
And
one thing I'd like to point out from an offensive perspective when it comes to dueling jugs is if you can stay kind of far away from them and chain them, you're going to have a better success rate with that than they will, because the X1 is a lot less accurate at a distance than the Pathfinder LMG.
Yeah,
definitely. So it can be an effective strategy to kite them, essentially.
Yeah. The reason I wasn't doing it here is because there's no place I can really stand and accurately chain him with the LAR. I had to get in close in order to get accurate shots, because otherwise I'd just be spamming bullets, and it's not going to do anything because he can just sit here and spam mortars at the stand. And the way I tried to avoid his throwing disc, he only even attempted to throw one disc because he knew that, the way I was positioned, it'd be hard to land one anyway.
Yep.
I'm staying down here. Is everybody up here looking at me? I'm right here shooting the bolt. So I'm staying here, just half exposed, enough that I can see the top half of his body, because that's the easiest enough, easy enough to chain. And so he can't throw a disc because he wants to throw it at the ground, and hit me. Like he doesn't want to try and MA me with me. He just wants to throw it at the ground. So by doing this, putting myself on the low side, it makes it a lot harder for him to hit me with the disc. The only way he can do it is like, watch me now. Is like, say I'm the jug, and he'll like jump up in the air and try and do it.
Yeah.
And when he does that, sometimes like jump up in the air like you're gonna throw one. Don't actually do it, but I'll thrust, and that way he'll miss, and I can just keep chaining because energy isn't as important against a jug in my opinion, except for when they're gonna throw the disc. Anybody else wants to add?
And if they go straight up like that, it makes it easy to hit them with a bolt.
Yeah,
and just get more
yeah.
chain out.
Fatties are the one thing you can take MAs at and not be like that was stupid. Like they're once you've played enough, it's a lot easier to hit fatties.
Yeah, I had some there. Against the Juggernaut that just really wants to spam your stand all day, just make it, your Hawks life a living hell. Something that you're going to want to do is attempt to kind of sneak up on him to just get a really favorable engagement. If you can get a good engagement, and you're around the same skill level, you should be able to take him down just about every time. Now, on this map, for example, you have to assess the situation generally. So let's say we've got Fiend Spritz there still mortaring the stand, and you spawn on this hill. This is one of your spawn points on this map.
Where
style, by the way.
Shoot your laser so people see you. He's over there. I'm shooting.
I'm shooting. Yep. This is me. So I just spawned here. I see the jug over there. Let's say he's focusing really hard on the stand because he's trying to hit the hop every single time. What I do is I come over here, slide down the hill, use my momentum to go up this side. And where's the jug? Oh, there it is. And then suddenly now we've got the high ground, and we don't even need the high ground at this point. We've got distance basically, and we've got a favorable engagement. It's harder for him to hit me than it is for me to hit him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Another good thing is like look how he's positioned on the hill here too. He doesn't have like he's not behind the hill. He's on the side. So again, it's hard for the jug to throw a disc right here. He's got to hit to his right side, which is easy for him to just thrust left or anything.
It basically forces the jug. It forces him to run away from you and go towards the stand. And if you've got a good chain, you should be able to finish him off before he's able to get any sort of clear done.
You can also call him out for the sniper at that point because he's moving into line of sight, and sniper and LD working together can take down a jug very quickly.
Yeah, the main thing with dueling is never to let them see your feet. That's the biggest thing that you can possibly do. Don't fly up in the air, and don't let them see your feet, because if they can't see your feet, they can't ground pound you. It's much harder to hit them. It's exactly what Vince was saying. It's line of sight, staying low on the hill like this, or on the opposite side, being high on the hill. It's all about where your feet are and making sure you don't get ground pounded.
Yeah, and guys,
especially with jug.
I realize this is like a lot to remember. So I mean, again, the biggest way to learn this is just keep playing and pay attention to what you're doing, and you'll learn from it. It's a night in Pugs. I don't know if the other guys are going to, but I'll probably like stay around and give people advice and stuff when I can.
Yeah, what time will the Pugs start at anyway?
I think technically.
Whenever the workshops end.
Yeah, whenever all the workshops end.
Okay.
Let me see. How are all the other ones looking? Are people still in the? Yeah, there's people still in like every single workshop, so we're on time with everyone.
They'll go all night. They'll go until 4 in the morning probably.
Yeah, Pugs go all night. It is the best way to get good at this game as fast as possible.
Yeah, that's pretty much the main reason I joined in here.
Yeah, and then the last class I guess I'll talk about is the Brute. I have in my notes that Brutes are tough sons of bitches, which is absolutely true.
Yeah. Can I add a couple too?
Yeah, go ahead, dude.
That mostly they're going to be using try not to get close. If they're using the hammer, that will just eat you up. Try and keep a distance. They'll most likely be using a Devastator Spin Fuser, and this has a pretty big radius, so...
Yeah.
So you want to get farther than you think you should.
They're almost always going to be using the Devastator, which has a huge splash radius.
Keep distance and stay in the air.
Brute is probably one of the hardest, maybe besides Raider, to learn how to duel because of that weapon. It's very versatile. For some reason, it seems to me people who play Brute are always good at MAing, but maybe that's just because I suck at dueling them.
No, the hitbox is really big.
Stay on that. Do the same thing that you suggested with heavies, like the jug, and stay down so it's not so easy to get a hit.
Yeah, there's two weapons that they're going to use. They're going to use the hammer, like he said, which is that automatic shotgun that just pumps bullets like crazy. If you get close to someone who has even decent aim with the hammer, it's going to just kill the shit out of you. So again, like most classes, your best option is just to distance yourself and chain. And then Nova Colt is the hit scan pistol that they have. It has pretty quick fall off, so again you want to keep yourself at a distance because I'm pretty sure it does 190 per shot, and you have 900 health. I think is it 6 shots will kill a Pathfinder? Is it even that?
Yes.
It depends on the distance.
Right. If it's a full 190, how much is it?
5.
I don't feel like doing the math.
5.
5 shots.
Stand still,
Yeah.
Stand still. Stand still.
Yeah. Watch how fast he kills me. Oh, I moved. I'm dead.
That was 5.
5 shots. I'm dead. You know,
And
he's
it's
probably
not
not going to get me all in one clip because I'm going to be moving around, but it's not difficult to aim. He's exactly right. So again, keep your distance to brutes, chain as much as possible, and bolt when you can. It's pretty similar to soldier in that regard.
Another thing with
I don't have too technical advice on it. Yeah, go ahead. If anybody's got good advice.
Him shooting him there. When you get hit with the Nova Colt, you sort of hop a bit and get pushed back. So if you're on the ground trying to avoid the shots with AD strafe and stuff, you can sometimes get knocked slightly up into the air and then get hit 2-3 times in a row right after that.
Yeah, it's one of the hardest things to deal with in a light class. Honestly, Brute is one of the classes that makes me switch into soldier defense. But I think fingerstyle is probably a better soldier defense than I am. Why don't we go ahead and go into that?
Well, before you do that, let me just give my 2 cents on fighting brutes. Because I've played a decent amount of brute offense. I think, unlike Jug, there's basically no reason you would ever want to get close to a brute unless you're forced to, like if they're camping your gen room or something. So you're always going to want to keep a medium to long distance from a brute, and you should be able to chain them while avoiding their disc splash and most of their Nova Colt or hammer shots. So if they ever try to close in on you, use your thrust back or whatever you can to keep the distance from them. And if you're forced to engage them indoors, like if you have some time before the capper's coming in, you know a brute's down in the gen room, say on Bella or on Catabatic here, and they're going to pop out just before their capper comes in. Yeah, that would be another time to switch into either soldier, like he said, or the suicide path, and just try to just get as much damage on them as you can. You're probably not going to win the fight, but your goal isn't necessarily to kill them, although that would be nice. It's to just keep them as low as possible, so when they do pop out, they're not going to have a full health bar like they want.
Yep. And they don't have a fast regen like a Jug, so a sniper can, you know, if you've got him to half health, a sniper can take him out relatively quickly as long as he's staying exposed, or your Hoff, depending on what he's running. Yeah.
Let's talk about prioritizing.
Yeah.
Now
That's a good
over
point.
these classes. Now, Brute, for instance, is a class that once he gets to your stand, he basically, it's very easy for him to clear. All he has to do is toss 2 to 3 fractals on top of your stand, and if there's mines in game, all the mines generally are going to be going down, and it means that your Hoff basically has to either not be on stand, or he has to be using all of his energy to stay in the air, so that when the Kappa comes in, he may not have enough energy to be able to stay off the ground, in which case he's very vulnerable to ground and pound, grenades, anything, just about. Hoff's energy is very important.
Yeah.
And fractals take that away from the majority of them.
Especially on this type of map, like on Cata, because on Catabatic, the stand it's high. It's not that high, but it's high, and it's not very wide, so you only need 1 fractal and it clears the stand. You can't sit on the stand, so you need to prioritize like brutes a lot more if they're just making a beeline for the stand.
And if let's say you've got a raider or 2 coming in and a brute, generally if you want to try to put some damage into the brute so that on your respawn you can kill him before he gets to the stand, because that's 3 fractals that aren't going to be there. It's just a huge difference. Grenades are much more dodgeable, and raiders are not as effective as stand clearers, essentially.
I'll go into another thing really quick too. While it's in my head, I'm over here where fingerstyle was earlier, where he was talking about the spawn point. say there's peen spreads. I'm aiming at him right now with the laser. Say like I've got him at like half health, and he might be close to getting regen, and I spawn here. Like I'm gonna immediately start shooting at him, in like the hopes that I just land one hit on him so he doesn't get his regen. That's another good tactic to use when dueling. Like just make sure they don't get that regen if you die.
As an LD, you definitely got to take advantage of your defender's advantage, essentially, where you can respawn and just be right back on them, and they won't have gotten their health regen yet, because it takes 15 seconds to start regenerating health for most classes except Chug.
Yeah, I think you
and
could go.
Only 5 seconds to respawn.
Yeah, I think you could go, because you just reminded me of something I accidentally skipped over too. Is that you like sometimes you don't even have to stay there until you die. Like sometimes it's smart for you to just hit your suicide button, which is default K. And people who play pugs and stuff will call that K out because of that. So people will be like, I'm K'ing out. That means you're suiciding. Suiciding is actually a pretty important tactic in this game. If you might not know that yet, because it actually surprises me that a lot of people don't know it. There's nothing wrong with that, but my point being, say like shoot, sorry, something popped up. Stupid Windows updates. So say that I've got Aya like half health, I've been out here dueling him, but I know the capper's like 10 out. Like I'm out here at midfield, and I'm in like I want to chase, and if the capper's 10 out, and he's all the way over here in a brute, he's not going to be able to do shit. He's not going to be able to clear at all. So I'm just going to go ahead and suicide. I hit K, and then I'm back at my stand in 5 seconds. If the capper, well, depending on how close he is, I generally don't use lightweight here, but I'll probably respawn and head straight to the stand and try and get a nitron. And then you get ready to chase. So K'ing out definitely an important part of being an LD.
It's very situational.
Yeah,
if
very
you're
situational.
Going back to, you want me to talk about Soldier a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead.
This might be a decent time. Soldier and the loadouts like Explosive Nitron Pathfinder, the more aggressive fragging loadouts, they are viable, but they're basically only viable against certain setups. The most common setup in tribes for the last year basically has been 3 offense, 1 capper on offense, and that means that if your defense is good at spotting your Hoff and your sniper, you're able to find the capper 25, 30, 45 seconds away, you're going to be able to know when he's hitting your stand every time. That means that after the capper dies, suddenly you may probably have 30 to 50 seconds to basically go out on the map and kill as much as you possibly can, so they can't get to your stand basically before their capper gets there.
Yeah.
And so you choose a killing loadout like Soldier or Explosive Nitron Pathfinder. You go out on the map and you just find someone and you duel them down. And if you're a particularly good dueler, like if you feel confident that you can duel out a brute as a soldier just about every time, it may be worth the time to instead play as the soldier and let your sniper worry entirely about the capper, so that you're essentially killing that offense every single time without any leeway. And more. I mean, you can kill him and then be able to drop a raider at half possibly. It's but then again, it really only works against certain offense combinations. If that team pulls out a second capper, for instance, that runs, he runs a route, staggered with the other capper, that he just kind of comes in at different times. You may be out on the map and your team's, thinking there's one cap, and then another guy comes in, and you're not in a position to be able to chase, to be able to do anything. Maybe you're dueling a brute, and he's actually, he's dropping you down in HP. You're in no situation to do anything, and they may have a free cap if your offense isn't able to make an E-grab. So there's all kinds of weaknesses. There are weaknesses to that strategy, and that is the number one reason why the more aggressive LD style has fallen out of popularity in North America.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Don't be afraid if you are going soldier. If you go soldier just because you can't kill as well as you can with Pathfinder, don't be afraid to switch to Pathfinder when you die and spawn as Pathfinder to chase if you need to.
That's what I was trying to go into. Sorry.
Yeah, if you've delayed like the offense enough that you feel like the stand is gonna, like you can get to the stand and get a conk or something, definitely go into Pathfinder once you die.
And not even if you die. Let's say you just go out into the field, you kill a brute as fast as you can. It's
then you
probably not
KO.
worth your time to go after that raider, you know. It might be more worth your time to just kill out, go a chasing loadout, and get on stand so that you're ready to make a stop when that cap comes in.
All right. Any before we go on, any more questions anybody has right now?
I have a general LD chase question.
Okay.
I'm wondering what your guys' decision making is as far as where you want to position yourself on the map. Let's say Katabatic. I mean, obviously it's going to vary based on the map, but Katabatic, for instance, how are you going to decide where you want to position yourself based on what you know about the capper and their times? Let's say you don't know anything. It's the beginning of a round, and
the very start of a round.
What's your and then going on into the rest of the game? What's your decision making about where to position yourself on the map?
First, well, on a map like this, I'm generally not very good. This is me specifically. I'm not very good at spotting like straight like across the map at the very beginning, unless like, well, I'll do it sometimes. But so the first thing I'll do is just try and meet offense. Like I'll look for anybody coming down mid. If they're coming, they're generally the easiest target. But like against a team like your team, Vex, you all don't go through mid very often, and so I guess I generally wait until the sniper gets a spot, and I'll go to the first thing, or I'll go looking on my, or I will be looking on my own. But if the sniper spots something, I'll generally go to him. Finger might do something different. He probably does do something different. Why don't you say what you do?
Generally, you want to have a set thing you do on every map, just about. And it needs to be, you basically need to find a position where you're capable of spotting what the offense is doing, and you're able to react to that. You're able to react if you see that there's only two offense coming, so there's a double cap coming. It means you want to be able to maybe damage the offense a bit and then kill out so you're on the stand and make sure that, you know, you're there on stand when the caps come. For instance, Katabatic. Is anyone still at the Blood Eagle base?
I'm here.
Give a very specific example if people are interested.
I'm here. I'm at Blood Eagle base.
Okay, so let's say we just spawned here, right? What I like to do is I ski down this hill immediately, and I use all my energy to get up on top of this hill here, and then suddenly we're in a position of power. We have a lot of vision. We can look, our offense going down mid. If we see offense going down mid, we can go and meet them, try to kill them, try to delay them to getting to our stand. Another option, if an offense is coming up.
Real quick, does everybody know where he is? Because you were just saying this hill. I'm not sure if I saw you.
I know.
He's if from Blood Eagle spawn, he's on the right tower hill. Just so you know, he went to the tower hill. That's why he's saying what he is. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, so basically I found a place where I'm going to be able to look around and see what the other team is doing. Like I said, if we're going up the middle, you have an opportunity to slide down, come in at full energy against a couple mediums or one, and be able to do as much damage as you can. Another option for them is to come up to this same hill from this other side. You know, they're trudging up on this side, and you meet them and duel them. Another thing they'll do is they'll actually ski in all the way to your stand from this side over here, and so you want to be able to. If you don't see me, I'm right here pointing at the sky. They're coming down here, and so you can actually spot them here, and you can spot this entire side of the map for a capper. Like, cap routes are going to be way out here on this side. So you have a whole lot of options, basically, to give information to your team and to be as efficient as you can against, you know, their style of offense.
Yep. Yeah, like you were saying, the spotting is always an important thing. Like, if you're not killing, then be spotting. And like right over here, great place to spot.
Yeah, additionally, even if you don't see something, you want to tell your team that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A lot of times, if you say, you know, I don't see anything at all on the right, your sniper is going to know to look left to see if the cap coming that way.
That is an excellent point. What you don't see is just as important as what you do see.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Say you're up on this hill and you do spot the capper. Would you want to go down to him, or would you want to K out and go help at your base?
Again, situational. So I'll try and run through a couple scenarios real quick. So let's say he's like, alright, y'all, do you see me over here? I'm at the laser. Oh yeah, you see me, okay. So like, say he's like right there. He's going to be going fast this way. He's going to be going this way really quickly. There's probably no way I can intercept him unless I like beeline like somewhere on the, like on an intercept, like I'd probably have to meet him about right there. And even then, I'm going to be going straight at him, and I'll have one shot at him. So,
and by then he will have regen, so
yeah,
it does make it kind of pointless.
Yeah.
Really, I think it has to do most with how familiar you are with capping and the routes that are being used.
Yeah.
I would not suggest anyone to go out and try to meet the capper unless you spot him and you can actually recognize the route he's on and you know what hills he's going to be using and where he's going to be getting his regen.
Yep.
You need all of that information to be able to reliably kill him out in the field. If you're just half a second late and he gets his regen, you're not going to be able to kill him from full HP. It's not going to happen. If you don't know what hills he's using, you don't know. You're not going to be able to get a bolt on him because you don't know when he's coming down exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not even that you don't get to kill him. You're also then out of position and won't be able to stop him on the stand.
While we're on this, let's go ahead and talk about like camping routes. I did want to get to that a little more in depth. Unless you all have more thoughts that you haven't finished, sorry.
No, it's good. Does anyone have any questions? Now's a good time.
Yeah, we're throwing a lot at you all, so.
Yeah, I got a quick question. What do you do when, like, somebody comes in going at least like 300 on a route and you're sitting on the flag stand
and you're
chasing?
And you're on the flag stand?
Yeah.
All right. How like in your situation, how far are you going to say they're out?
How far am I going to say they're out?
Like how far? Like how soon until they grab? How many seconds are they away from grabbing?
Okay, let's say they just grab. Like, what is your first instinct?
Oh, after they grab?
Okay, so you didn't get a spot on this capper.
Yeah. No, you don't have a spot. They come in on unstoppable route almost.
You've got to react to with whatever class you're in. If you're near an inventory station, and by near I mean like within 3 feet, like you're probably not going to be in lightweight, or you shouldn't be, most likely, depending on the map. On this map, I don't really like to run lightweight. Other people might. I know Kevin, he's a really good LD, but he focuses more on chasing, so he stays in lightweight.
Implosion stays in lightweight as well.
Yeah, Implosions does as well.
I've been doing it too lately. It's very strong on a variety of maps.
Is this a new meta?
On larger maps, I think it's better.
Really depends on the map.
Is this a new meta evolving that I need to get on? I don't know. Well,
it's much more difficult because the Nitron stand is exponentially harder because of how long it takes to get the Nitron off.
Yeah, very much so.
I would not recommend it for someone who's trying to learn chase at the moment. Start a quick draw, work your way up.
But if he gets out full speed and like no one spotted him, and like I'll say this real quick, if you're like within like a couple feet of an inventory station, you can switch to your lightweight loadout really quick, and you won't lose rage. You don't lose it when you switch classes as long as the class you switch to has rage. You don't lose it.
Okay, that's
so then you can quickly bolt to get yourself up to like 260, like thrust then bolt.
Yeah.
But if you don't have that option, well, I'm about to get into chasing, and that's like something I wanted to devote a whole section to.
Yeah.
So we'll get into that.
We'll go into depth into basically exactly what you're asking.
Yeah, we're almost there. Camping routes is what I was going to talk about, and then chasing the cappers is what I wanted next.
So can you tell me when you decided to camper out and when you decide to just engage offense instead?
So when you asked that question earlier, I don't know why I didn't say this. Sometimes one of the first things I'll do is go camp a route. Like if it's a map that doesn't have a lot of options. So like Arx Navina, every capper is going to have their setup on the left or right side unless they're running the front to back. But that's not very often that they do that, and they're most likely not going to do that very beginning. So Arx, the most common route is a back to front. And from your defense's perspective, it's on the left side. From the capper's perspective, it's the right. So first thing I'll do is I'll go left and just camp a spot that I know cappers almost always land like 90% of the time. And also when they're in that area, they generally have really low health. And I'll chain them out as they're coming in. It's usually just 2 or 3 shots at the most. That's one of the first things I'll do. And that's when I decide to do it, Finger mentioned earlier, like when the capper dies, like there's no need to go do it immediately. So go dual offense. When I will decide to do it, is if there's no offense coming in immediately. I don't see any in mid. I have no one has any spots on the offense, and I'm like, well, I'm just gonna get. I got this spawn on the far left side of the map. Like again on arcs, if you're on Blood Eagle, you have this tendency to get a spawn on the left side of the map. That's like really close to where the cappers will land. So I'll just go over there sometimes and wait there. It's kind of random when I decide to do it. Like if we're okay on defense, I'll do it more. But if our stand's getting wrecked, then I'll play more defense and not camp as much.
Yeah, I've got some data there. Camping routes is a fairly advanced tactic. It's dueling obviously is fairly advanced too, but it's easier to understand. To camp routes, you effectively be able to get a stop, 90, 100% of the time. You're going to need to know the routes, which means you're either going to have to be a capper yourself, or you're going to have to know a capper that you can work with that can show you his route so you know where to camp.
Yep.
Another option is there's plenty of route videos on YouTube that you can study. You can Tasty Ham, there's hundreds. If you're really dedicated, you could go look at those, see when he gets regen, see where the good spots are on the map for stopping his routes, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a very important point. Getting to know a capper who'll definitely show you some good stuff.
Yeah. Another point is it's a very, very strong tactic on large maps, basically, where it's not very viable for an offense to pick up your flag and take it across the map to their stand. On big maps like that, they need their capper to get the flag out, basically. So if you can kill him consistently when he's on route, their chances of getting off the flag are diminished.
You're breaking up. Try it again. That last couple 10 seconds.
10 seconds? Okay. On larger maps, basically what it comes down to is it's a much stronger tactic because the enemy team is much more dependent on their capper. It's much harder to cluster a flag all the way across the map as offense because your speed is so low. Against a good team that has good chase, people are smart about it, and the offense are able to pull back and help keep the flag at home. Basically, it's near impossible to get the flag home. So if you can consistently go out and drop the capper on his routes, you have diminished your chances of getting home with the flag significantly.
It's also
That's what I'll say.
It's a huge thing on a big map, because if you think about how long it takes for the offense to get to the other side of the map, and how long it takes for the capper to set up, on big maps it might be a minute or more. That's a lot of time, but if you kill the capper before he gets to the stand, that's a lot of time that the other team has wasted getting there. Then they're going to die again, and then they're going to have to go all the way back. It's a big, it just demoralizes offense. It's the most frustrating thing when the capper dies, and you've wasted your time. So that's
and it means the offense is going to have to think. They have to play smarter. Because all of a sudden, they have to do more than just distract the sniper and clear the stand. They have to think, oh, is the chaser not engaging me? I have to go look for him and try to kill him or distract him so he can't kill my capper. Suddenly he has to know his capper's routes, and he has to know where the chaser is camping his capper. It gets very complicated and very difficult very quickly for the opposing team's offense.
Alright.
It's another tool in the LD's belt for stopping the capper, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. There's so many different things you can do as LD. The best way to be or the best thing. Sorry, hold on. The most effective way to be a good LD is to have good decision-making skills. Always make sure that you're making the right decision and doing what's most effective. Just constantly be evaluating what you're doing. Is this the best thing I can be doing for my team? Am I wasting my time, out here dueling this guy? Maybe the capper's, I don't know, 5 out, and you should have K'd out and got back to stand already.
Right, LD is not something like offense where there's 3 of you doing the same thing, essentially. On LD, you're by yourself, and you have a lot of things that you can be doing and a lot of ways to do them. So the best way to be a good LD is, again, to know what to do and when to do it. And that's just experience and intuitive.
Yeah, guys,
over time you learn it.
We can tell you this all day, But the best way to learn this is just by playing and keeping in mind what you're doing. Alright, now I guess I'll get into one of the most fun parts of the position, which is chasing. It's personally
the most fun part.
Yeah, the most fun part, definitively. Chasing is an absolute blast, and it takes a lot of practice to really get good at it. Like, I'm assuming since you all are here, you've probably chased in pubs a lot, and probably from time to time you'll get some really fast cappers, but a lot of the time pub cappers are not as fast as what you'll see in comp, or they'll have a lot harder routes to chase because they'll have tough return routes, or they'll just be straight like stand to stands, and there's not a lot you can do. Going into it, you have to know that not every route is going to be chaseable. Getting as much information from the sniper, if he's got a spot, is important. Knowing what route the capper's on. Like if he's on a back to front, like you need to position yourself. Like say you're going to go for a conk. Sorry, Jesus, like I'm 14 again. I've been talking so long. Say you're going to go for a conk, which again is that when you knock the flag loose with the nitron. You want to position yourself in front of the flag, like where his exit's going to be. You don't want to be on the side because it's a lot harder to hit it there. It's like it's all about positioning for chasing. Why don't we get on a stand and I can explain it a little bit better. What do y'all want to do? You all want to do Blood Eagle stand?
Why don't we start with everyone going spectator so that they can see you do it?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Try to shadow you on the second attempt.
Okay.
Here guys, I'm gonna do a quick restart. Computer's derping out here.
Alright. Well, this map's about to end, so you've got time.
Yeah,
What
what
map
was
do you
this
want
password
next?
again for this?
I don't care. Arcs.
It's an easy one to cap on.
Because they're all dead to me.
So, at least some
Yeah,
of us could probably
Kigabit
pull
can
it
only
off.
cap on arcs, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure he's ran routes against me on every map. You are pretty damn good at capping for it not being your main role.
Secondary capper. Yeah.
Oh, is it? I didn't even realize that.
I don't know, man. Guitar guy might have you beat. You might be tertiary.
I hope so. Be a relief. It's much more fun to kill people.
Is he gonna keep
He's still
playing for
around,
you all? I know he's frustrated by ping.
It's unknown. Like, I feel like if his ping goes down, he'll probably want to play again, but right now he's still kind of frustrated with the ping situation.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are.
Understandably too. It'd
Absolutely.
be one thing if it wasn't in the middle of the money tournament.
Yeah.
But it is, and that's really, really dumb, I gotta say. I'm happy because I benefited from it, but I can still see that's dumb.
Yeah.
Alright, so everybody who's not, like, who are we gonna do on this? You want me to chase, or finger, or?
Go for it.
Alright, I'm gonna go Blood Eagle.
Everybody who's teaching.
Well, I was gonna have them.
I would say
Oh yeah,
the
everybody's
first
teaching.
time, let's have just one.
Yeah, one
person
person,
do
so
it.
they only have one person to
Yeah.
spec. Alright, yeah. Kiga, you wanna run the back to front, I guess?
Sure.
Why don't have him run a side route? So
I think a
it's
side's
easier on
probably
him?
more
Yeah.
intuitive for chasing.
Yeah, the
And
back
probably
of this
easier
map.
too.
Yeah,
What is
kind of.
Yeah.
side? Side route, is that what you said?
Yeah,
Probably.
side routes.
Okay.
I'm gonna run mostly sides. I'll throw in some back to fronts.
You should do a front to back, actually. It does teach some concepts like cutting off and stuff. It might be useful.
Alright, I'll do that next. I'll
True.
start with the side.
Yeah, and before this even starts, I'm going to say, again, chasing very situational. If he doesn't have a spot, then he's probably going to get out. If he's not spotted, he's probably going to get out full health. If he does get spotted, maybe he's been sniped and he has half health when he gets out, or like even a quarter, maybe 3/4. I'll get more into that, but just keep that in mind. Right now, he's going to run a full health route, and I'll pretend like I just saw him at the last second, and all I can do is chase him.
Do you want to force the map, Kiga?
Sure, but why don't you just chase me real quick on this route, and I'll get there before.
Okay.
Well, I won't get rage. You can't grab the flag.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah, I'll start it.
Okay,
So,
and
general question. Do the sniper and the LD usually focus on different halves of the map or something like that?
That is one strategy, but there's a lot of ways you can approach it.
that's one thing I'll do when I'm camping routes, is like, if the sniper's watching left, I try to focus the right side.
Generally, defense wants to split up the spotting responsibility as much as they can.
Less work for everyone. Alright.
I'm starting a 35-second route.
Okay.
So who should we be watching here?
Yeah,
Rincewind.
spec me. Spec Rincewind, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Medium hostile nearby.
It says he's using an energy recharge pack, but it's a thrust pack.
Yeah, that's not accurate.
Lies.
I'm using Rage, Quick Draw, and Thrust Pack, and Impact Nitrons. There he is.
Diamond Sword has our flag.
So yeah, I kind of fucked up. I kind of fucked up
So
this
what he
chase.
Yeah. But what he just did there is he saw he was getting behind and he immediately impact Nitron because there wasn't anyone, there's no immediate danger to him, so he can lose that health for more speed to keep up.
That's a demonstration of cutting them off instead of just straight up chasing. So he knew I had to land at some point, and he was going to try to Nitron and bolt me, basically get damage on me where I landed.
Yeah, the path he took wasn't a path that was going to be able to get him to follow him, essentially. He went for a path that met him, so we could get the Nitron on him.
Yeah, which is not always an effective thing to do.
It's all in a way. Like you have to make the Nitron work, or you're not going to be able to. You know, it's basically
You're basically done at that point. Like after when I said like this, I fucked this up. Like I was done at that point. There's nothing else I can do. And sometimes
he would K out and then switch into a crashing loadout at that point.
Yeah, and when I switch into the crashing, oh okay, I'm gonna chase this. Perfect example. I had no idea. Right now Nitrons because I didn't respawn, but yeah.
So, one thing to gather from watching this is the fact that a lot of the routes are not chaseable in the slightest. You really have no chance a lot of the time.
At least when I'm in quick draw like this.
Yeah, it's really, really difficult. Yeah, you can go lightweight, but at the same
Don't go
time,
explosives.
the
Never
lightweight.
go explosives if you're in lightweight.
Yeah, it's
The
totally
thing
unnecessary.
about lightweight is that it really puts you useless on defense. Like you can sit there
Somewhat.
with lightweight, but it's not like you can't kill anything. Well, you can, but it's really a lot more difficult. But you'll notice that a lot of times it's not possible to catch up to a good capper. It's just not. Like no matter what you do, you're just not going to be able to. So a lot of times you should still follow them. You should be putting shots into them. If you feel that you're not going to get to him on time, just go for the enemy flag. Just get it off the stand. That's really what chasing devolves into, because it's just not possible to get up to speed and catch up to him, especially on a map like this.
The reason why I did what I did there, like, oh wait, see, there's no way I'm gonna catch him right now. Rage quick draw. But the reason I did what I did right there, which is where I went, if you're specking me still, where I went right here, like he's out, like he was over here to my left. Like I could try and chain him, but those are gonna be some pretty damn hard shots. So the best thing I can do is just beeline it to their stand and hope I can Nitron him right here, like right before he's gonna get the cab. It's very hard to do, but like honestly at that point, it's one of the few effective things you can do aside from chaining. But he was too fast for me to even get accurate chain on because he got out with full health.
Why don't you switch into lightweight just to demonstrate lightweight
Yeah,
chasing?
I'll demonstrate lightweight. You can demonstrate quick draw.
All right, yeah, let's do that.
But let's talk a little bit about what we were talking about earlier. Rincewind started with trying to cut off Gigabit and getting a Nitron on him when he was going down a hill after getting out, right? Now, when would you use that exactly? In my opinion, the best time to use that is when your sniper is not able to make his shots, whether he's dead or out of position. Basically, if your sniper is alive, I'm not going to chase it. I'm just going to keep talking. If your sniper is alive, he can put the necessary damage output to drop him a lot of the time. So basically you want to be following him even if you can't make a return by yourself, even if you can't chain him out, you know, from full to zero, because your sniper and possibly, you know, offense better in the way can help you with that. You just want to be able to stay with him so that you can make a return when he does die, or when the conk is made by someone else.
Yep, exactly.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Anyone have any questions on that? Is anyone still here?
At least I'm here.
I'm looking in the mumble, and there's a lot of
This is
people
gonna
here
be
still.
A really fun pug, eh?
Oh yeah.
With like half the players not even talking.
Oh, you all will talk whenever it happens.
You guys should talk about communication as an LD at some point, though.
There you go.
Yeah, communication is very important. It's like Twitching mentioned earlier, what you don't see is just as important as what you do see. You always want to call out what you do see, obviously. Like, anytime you see offense, like, say, like, I'm looking over here at this right thing. In Pugs, we call that right city, because it's like a little miniature city. So we say, you know, there's a jug setting up right city. Or there's a raider coming through mid, or there's going to be an imp on stand soon. Anytime you get any kind of a spot on anyone, like it's good that people know they're there, so that they don't get surprised or that they can do something about it. If you're camping right, say that, like, hey, I'm going to go camp the right side. Sniper, go focus on the left. If you die, let people know so he knows he has to watch the right again. And like, see, I have met Kika, so I'm just gonna chain him out here. Except I'm bad because I'm talking. Alright, he got by.
My regen.
Yeah, I messed up his regen. That's another thing that's important, is make sure you shoot and break the regen. Like, you can at least do that. Sometimes they'll K out if you just do that.
Now Kika did something smart. He may have been trying to do a left to right, but now his regen was clipped, so he essentially made the route longer to just try to get the regen.
The soldiers have our flag.
Yeah, and when they do that, another thing that's important, that was me, another thing to do is, when he does that, like when he makes that adjustment, be like, oh, he's turned this into an extended back right. Sniper, like, snipe him out, I've got him low. Just as an example. You're not going to be, like, once he's back here, like, I can't get back here, and, like, again, I might meet him once and get one chance, but then I have no chance at chasing or nitroning. So what I did there, I went straight back to the stand and I got a nitron on him. What was it? We did get on a little bit of a tangent there. What were we just talking about?
Well, I talked about decision making when chasing.
Oh, we were just going over communication, though, weren't we?
Yeah, a little bit. Communicating, the main importance is capper location when on defense. You want to know when and where the capper is, basically. How far is he from your flag? What route is he doing? Where is he coming from? That information is the priority at all times, essentially. Aside from that, there's lots of other details you want to be able to give each other in times, like when a light offense is coming up the left side. If you have time before a capper comes in, just say it, so that your hawk knows, so he can maybe move out here and start chaining him down with you, so that there's less possibility of disruption when the capper finally does get there.
Yep. Another thing I wanted to get into about chasing is like this. I guess since I'm still doing quick draw or whatever, like. Say I'm off stand, like I'm over here, I'm close enough to get rage, but I'm not gonna have any kind of a stop on him because he's like, say, like he's right there. It's kind of, he's already out, so it doesn't matter now. But what I was gonna say is, before he grabs the flag, like if I know he's gonna be really fast, sometimes I'll thrust, shoot myself, get the regen from rage, and then shoot myself one more time, and then I'll have 750. Then I'll have 750 health, a regular bolt, and then the rage bonus. It's a good way to counter not being able to chase with lightweight if you know he's coming like that.
Mm-hmm. I'll chase with lightweight for a bit, just so you guys get the feeling or the idea of what it's like. The main thing about lightweight that you need to know is that A, it boosts you up in the air really high, like what I just did there, and B, it's very difficult to change your trajectory when you're up at 250 sanic. Basically, it's very difficult to cut off the capper with lightweight. It's possible, and if you practice it quite a bit and you know his return route well, you can absolutely do it. But the safest bet is to kind of make your way towards his base more than anything else. Like you can kind of get beside him on some maps and chain him while still going towards the stand, so you're available to make the E-grab or be able to make the nitron when he gets home.
Yeah, and if you're focused on chaining out a capper because they're like half health or something, the best thing you can do is like get even with them and match their speed, because that makes landing your shots very easy. Also, another thing I want to touch on that you might not think about, I don't know if you all, like Finger, I don't know if you chase with simulated projectiles on or off, but I always have them off because, like, if someone's far from you, it is really hard to hit someone without simulated projectiles, or with it on.
Depends on your ping, really.
It is ping dependent. Like, he has 12 ping, so it's probably not as big of a deal for him. For me, I have 50 to 60 right now, it's pretty important for me to know exactly where my bullets are going. Do you all know what simulated projectiles are? Have you all even looked at that? Okay, so simulated projectiles, it's in your options, like it's under gameplay or video setting. I can't remember, just look for it if you're worried about it.
It's gameplay.
Yeah, I think it's gameplay. So when you shoot your LAR with it on, it's on by default, your bullets are really big and they come out of your gun immediately. But what's happening when it does this is it's simulated for your visual purposes, but it's not actually where the bullet's going. So like sometimes if you've been shooting someone and you're like, what the hell, my bullets are landing right on this guy's body and he's not taking damage, and when I miss, he is taking damage. That's because of your ping. If you turn simulated projectiles off, you see exactly where your bullets are going. A drawback to this is short range. It gets a little bit harder to duel because your bullets aren't as big. They're harder to see. Like, they don't show up until like 10 meters from your body. But I think it's pretty essential for chasing, at least in my experience. Anything else, maybe?
The distance they show up is based on your ping. The higher your ping, the farther away they are. It has to wait for it to get to the server and back to you before it shows up.
In short, turn simulated projectiles off.
Yeah, I agree.
Right, I still have them off. And my ping
for
dropped to
chasing.
15.
I know some people still like to play with it on, like ISO does it, but I think he's more LD oriented than he is chasing.
What do I do?
Oh, you're in here. You leave your simulated projectiles on, right?
Whatever the default was.
Yeah, that's default. Why do you choose to leave yours on? Because I don't understand.
I got used to it.
You just get used to it.
My ping is only 30 now, so I don't have to worry about it.
And that's a perfectly valid reason. Like, it's just situational. Like, just try it. See if it helps you. If it does, then stick with it. But like Isa said, he's got 30 ping. It's not really a big deal for him.
Yeah, like, I switched it to off for a bit, like for like a few days, and at first it was great. I was hitting like every single bullet, and then after that it started to like wane off and I started missing everything, so I just put it back on and it was back to good.
Yeah, and like the exact opposite for me. Like, everyone kept telling me, like, try it, like, go back to it and I bet you'll be better, and I tried it and I was just absolutely terrible. I'm like, no, I'm sticking with it off. So just try it. Like, it really does vary for each player.
Hey, why don't we talk about stopping cappers on stand again a bit?
Okay. Alright, sounds good.
What did I just do there? I just made a body block on him. That is a very common method. It keeps the flag on the stand if you're able to make it consistently.
Yeah, I'm not sure if everybody they might not have been like looking at you exactly when that happened.
Yeah. Does anyone not know what not familiar with body blocks?
I'm sure you know what it is. You may just not know the term.
It's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah. Literally use your body to block them and kill all their speed.
Yeah, ideally, you want to go for a mid-air wall body blocking, because in case you miss the block, there's a good chance you knock him off court.
Yeah,
or if he's a pathfinder, you outright kill him.
What do you guys think about mid-air and the cap before
Yo,
it comes on just like that?
Oh, I do that all the time. What? What's up?
How much longer do you think you guys will be rich trying to figure out when pugs
About
are
2
gonna
hours.
You all aren't allowed to leave. No, like the lesson plan that I had pulled up, like I had 7 points and we're on the 5th one, but the last 2 are really short.
So another 15, 20 minutes?
15 to 20 minutes, yeah, I'll say it's a safe bet.
Alright. Thanks.
No problem.
So yeah, we went over Nitron on stand. We've gone with body blocks. With the body block, like I said, you want to go for mid-air. Rinceman, you want to talk about your general strategy, the mid-air conk combo?
Oh yeah.
Quick draw.
Oh yeah, dude, I love it. That's generally my go-to. Like, again, it's situational, but like, all right, this back's coming in. There's 2 backs, but I'm just gonna go for one of them. I'll shoot the bolt kind of early here. Yeah, see, I bolted him right there. and just knocked him off. It's as good as a body block, because then he can't even grab the flag. He's just knocked away. He has what, 33 health after that, or 23. I'll do that, and then, well, since he's not coming in, I can explain easier now. So he's coming in, I shoot a bolt, and then I throw a nitron right in front of the flag. So like, if I don't hit him with the bolt and knock him off, then I'm gonna get a nitron right in front of the flag. So I have two like explosive ways of stopping him. Sometimes if he's coming in low health, I'll just chain, and chaining an incoming capper is never ineffective. That's always a smart thing to do.
It's also rather easy if they're coming directly at you.
Yeah, exactly. That back to front that you're running, or everybody's running on this map is really easy to chain.
If your snipers put a lot of damage on the capper before they come in, it's probably smarter to go for chaining them out instead of trying to bolt them in the midair.
Yeah, exactly.
And with Rincewind's style of stop right there, remember it's only possible with quick draw. Lightweight, you don't have enough time generally to be able to get a conk off, unless you try the midair super early when the capper's coming in.
And just one tip with explosive weapons, you always want to try and hit it in front of them to slow their speed down. If you shoot them in like the back and push them forward even faster, you're probably hurting your team more than helping.
Yeah, if you're on a slow chase, for instance, and or even a fast chase, if you're not going to be able to kill the guy with a bolt or a disc, and you're behind him, you're chasing him, you're not in front of him, you definitely want to go for the nitron rather than the bolt or the disc, because you can actually give him more speed that way.
Hello?
Diamond Sword has our flag.
Hello.
Would you say that nitron on the flag is the preferred thing to go for rather than, like, if you had to choose over body blocking?
It's situational. Like I don't know if you were here for the beginning, but it's
if your capper's out with the flag and you want it on stand so you can get that cap as quick as possible, like the mid-air, I mean, if you want to go for it, and the body block are the most effective way, because if they get the grab and you nitron them, like, yeah, you made the stop, but you're gonna have to spend 10 seconds scrambling for that, or at least 10 seconds or maybe less, depends, scrambling to get that flag back on the stand, and that gives them all kinds of time to crash and maybe get a return or a second E-grab, and that's when you want to use the body block. At least that's when I'll use it. And if it's just like, if both flags are home, then yeah, I'll probably go for the con, because for me, I think it's a little easier to get the nitron.
Very good cappers using reach, meaning they don't have to hit the flag, directly every single time. They can actually squirm around you if you go for the body block. For instance, Mono Esports capper Madden is famously very skilled at doing that, getting around people attempting to body blocking.
Is there no recording of this event anywhere? Because I'm really late.
I'm recording it right now. I'm broadcasting it on Twitch, so I'll save the VOD later. And are you on the Reddit tribes or whatever?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay. Oh, I think I watched you play the other day.
Yeah, you did. How's it
that's
going?
right. Oh yeah, I'm glad you made it, dude. A little late, but that's all right. I'm glad you made it.
Yeah.
So I'll put the VODs up on YouTube, or maybe just keep it on Twitch. But I'm gonna make a post on reddit.com/r/tribes. Yeah, Hotwire just posted it. That will probably like break down everything we talked about into different sections, so that'll make it a lot easier for you to watch and understand what we're gonna be talking about.
Great, thank you very much.
I don't know how soon I'll do that, but hopefully sometime this weekend.
Awesome, sounds good.
Diamond Sword has our
Alright, is there anything else we want to talk about on chasing? Just don't ever really, if they're on the left or right, don't chase in a straight line.
Our flag is secure.
Just, sometimes it's like, I think the smartest thing you can do is just make sure, it's like basketball. When you're on defense, you always want to make sure you're between the guy with the ball trying to score and the goal. So you want to be between the capper and the flag most of the time on your chase, because at some point he's got to cross in front of you, and then you can go for a bolt or a nitron, or just get more chain in. Or if like he's cutting in and like his flag's home, like you can just go on stand and wait for him. It's harder to do if their defense is up. So like if you're doing that, try and get there like right before he does, so they don't have time to kill you. Swordfish, you want to chime in? I think you might be muted on your own mic or something. I don't hear you.
Swordfish dead, no demo support.
Swordfish, worst cameo ever. Let's how about we talk about the different kinds of caps that people can be throwing your way.
Actually, hold on. Can I go back to something quickly? It's just quick. One of the big things that you should keep in mind when you're straight chasing, when you're going for a chase, is to leave yourself options. If you need to be able to say, oh, he's done this, okay, now I need to do this. You need to have options so that you can react to what he does. So if he stops, you need to be able to react to him stopping. If he makes a sudden turn, you need to leave yourself available to do options, because if you just follow him and then he makes a turn and you can't catch up to him, then it's a waste. You need to leave yourself up with options so you can react.
Yep.
I had a quick question. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, dude.
Is there ever a time or a situation where an LD would want to switch to an explosive nitron, or switch between different nitrons rather than a impact?
Yeah, well, we went over this earlier, so it'll be in the VOD, but I'll touch on it really quickly. Basically, the only time you really want to use explosives is when you're killing offense, and that's not even all the time. Like, there's different kinds of classes you should use to kill offense, and one of them we talked about is the Suicide Pathfinder, where you might want to run out. You'd be in a bolt launcher or a disc, whatever your preferred primary is. And then explosives, and you'll just rush yourself straight at an incoming offense, and you'll just bolt him, you'll throw an explosive nitron at him, and you'll just keep spamming him with everything you've got. And it's called suicide because, like, man, you're probably going to die, but you killed the offense, and he's got to set back up. It's going to take him another 20 seconds to get to the stand.
I have a question.
Go for it, dude.
If you're LD, okay, it's a nice scenario. The capper is about 15 out, the enemy capper, from grabbing your flag. There's the inf and 2 soldiers on the stand. No, well, 1 inf and 1 soldier, right? And they're both capable of doing really nice damage. Which one would you kill first if you had, like, if you're able to kill one? Which one would you kill first?
Well, I might not even necessarily choose to kill one. So, like
I mean, this is assuming you have enough time to get back on the stand and get the conk.
15 seconds.
15 seconds? Yeah, okay. 15 seconds I will try and kill. Sorry, I forgot you said 15. Yeah, I'll get back. So, who are they again? 2 imps? Is that what you said?
No, 1 inf and 1 soldier, or 1 inf, 1 raider.
Well, if the inf's visible, then I'll probably go for him. It really depends on, like, where they're positioned, like, if they're up in the air, like, if they're next to each other. That's something, yeah, health. The inf is an easier kill, in my opinion, just because of how low he is, how energy dependent he is. Because, like, if you keep shooting him, it's not going to do anything for him to go invisible. If you're ground pounding him, he's going to jet, so he can't go invisible. So I'd probably go for the end first. But and it also depends on who focuses me first. Like, if one's focusing me, then yeah, I might try and get him out of the way. If he's low, if one's low and the other one that's got good health is focusing me, then I'm gonna just ignore him if I can and still go for that kill.
Yeah, you also have to keep in mind, if you have a capper coming in, then you probably want to go for the inf, because they might just hide and then wait for your capper to come in and kill them on stand.
That's another point, thinking ahead.
I have another question. Out of raider, soldier, and jog, which one do you have the hardest time killing?
Are you gonna use this against me when you're playing on mono?
No, I'm just wondering.
We've gone over this.
We have gone over it.
Yes.
It'll be in the VOD.
Okay, sorry.
That's all good, dude.
I'm trying to learn how to think like the enemy.
Alright. Finally my mic's working.
You are the enemy. Was there anything you wanted to add now, Swordfish, now that you're here?
Yeah, I'm sorry, maybe you guys already said it, but it was when you were talking about the being between the flag and the carrier, Rincewind?
Yeah.
Besides, like, any kind of shooting you can do, I don't know if anyone said, I hope someone said this.
Well, I was going to say I want you to be close, but yeah.
It's key to, let the offense need to e-grab. Like, communication, like, you need to get, like, as a chaser, you need to tell, like, the status of the carrier, whether you're going to need whether he's been delayed, whether you're going to get him or
Server
not.
crashed.
And,
Yeah, that's definitely
Gotta
something
have.
we forgot, I think.
Yeah, I forgot that too.
Because like there's so many
E-grabs calling
caps
those.
have been saved by me, you know, by calling out like, hey guys, get the E, get the E. Like this is the chaser's job, really. Like
Yeah.
you're the one who knows.
Yeah, when we were talking about communication earlier, that's an important part is when you're chasing. Like, let them know everything that you've done. Like, I've chained him to half health, offense, get an E, or like maybe you can kill him as he's coming in, he's got nothing. Just chain at him.
It's also good to say what you, I guess, is how much time they have until they get to the stand. So
Yeah,
you might
that's
say,
actually,
10 seconds until
that's
he
the most
caps.
crucial bit of information. They need to know how long they have to be able to get to the flag.
Yep.
Because the most efficient, thing for them to do is different generally if they have 20 seconds or
Right.
10 seconds.
Good point. And
Right,
most of the time, if they're out, if the capper's out and you see him, just call the E right away.
Looks like the New Bloods pickups are about to start.
2 minutes.
Okay. Well, the last two things I really wanted to talk about were standoff offense and defense, but that's not even really particular to LD as it is more so just your team. Like, you might not even be running like your LD chase, like loadout, depending on who wants to go for conks or who wants to merv. Do you think we should talk about that or just wrap it up real quick?
It's a pretty universal skill, like it's not exclusive to LD, so and the LD might not always be playing the same position. Like you usually
New
run
blood
offense.
pugs are starting now, guys. If you want to hop up to rolls.
Okay.
We're almost
We're
done.
gonna wrap it up really
Alright.
fast.
Yeah,
Like-
it really depends on positioning as well as your own personal preference. I've gone anywhere from defense to offense as path and offense as merv, jug. So just
I had
depends on the
one-
situation.
I had one last question. The workshops tomorrow, is it basically going to be the same thing today? Or are you going to be covering something else?
I'll probably be there tomorrow. I'll probably cover the same things. I might get a little more. Are people going to attend tomorrow? Like the same people that are here?
If it's the same,
Well, I
if
will
there's-
be.
If there's a lot of the same people, we'll try to go more in depth. Is the idea?
Yeah. So if anybody was here tonight and comes tomorrow, let me know and we'll try and throw some more advanced tactics in. Like, we threw a lot at you all tonight. I'm gonna post my guide that I had drawn up beforehand on Reddit. Again, if you don't use it, it's reddit.com/r/tribes. You can just Google Reddit tribes. It'll be really easy.